And you said that because of your race, and this was your quote, you're the worst treated champion in the history of the UFC. So elaborate, what did you mean by that?
You know exactly what I said. I don't want to backtrack any statements. Sometimes people say, oh, maybe you should clean it up. No, I don't want to clean it up because what I said was actual factual. I'm not going to go into specific instances and situations, but you do the math. Look at the current promo. The current promo is talking about how, he was so resilient. Even the music behind it says, give me your best shot, meaning that he took my best shot and he kept ticking. Every single significant strike, every blow that he threw that landed, that did any damage is portrayed on a trailer. But you watch, I knocked him down 4 times in 1 round. Go back and look at the trailer and tell me how many times you see me knocking him down. I had him in submission trouble for an entire minute. The first round was a completely lopsided round. The way that the back and forth, promos or for the fight is showing that it was a teeter-tottering fight. It wasn't like that. He got completely annihilated 2 of those rounds, and then the other 3 rounds were even close. So with that said, I'm just gonna go out there and do my thing. I'm the greatest welterweight of all time, and all I have to do is continue to knock guys off one by one. He's gonna be one guy that's gonna get knocked off, the next guy's gonna get knocked off, and I might not get the respect, I might not get the credit until it's all said and done, and I'm okay with that. I never got into this game for the fame, I never got into it for the glory. I got into it to be the very best welterweight that ever graced the cage canvas, and that's what I'm gonna do. So he's just a stepping stone.
And UFC President Dana White, he was asked about these comments, and he said that you're a smart guy, you're good-looking, explosive, you've got knockout power, but he also called you a drama queen. I know you talked to him about those comments. What did he say he meant by that?
Well, I told him he was a drama queen. He is. It's just funny that, if you look at how things are going, me and Dana have a funny relationship. He called me and actually, I don't know if it was before the interview or after the interview, but he told me exactly what he said or was going to say. I don't know which took place first. I really didn't have a problem with it. I actually thought it was kind of funny. He actually said a lot of complimentary things about me being intelligent, about the way I fight. But when you look at how a champion is promoted, I'm the champion of the world. This takes a long time to get to this point. This has been a 10-year journey for myself. Why aren't people talking about how many movies I've been in, how many commercials, the fact that I'm a television analyst, the fact that I'm a father, the fact that I'm a husband, the fact that I'm an entrepreneur, a business owner, the fact that I'm from Ferguson, Missouri, a family of 13 in a house of 4 bedrooms. Nobody communicates about that. What it took for me to get to this point, that's the story. That's what makes it so significant that I'm in this point. I've had many opportunities to quit, many opportunities to, go to the street, sell drugs. I used to be a gangbanger. Nobody talks about that. I looked at this promo and almost threw up, saying, we didn't have money. We freaking bought a sack of potatoes and we had to eat that for a week.
There was a period in our lives where my wife would go to the grocery store and buy a 10-pound sack of potatoes. You buy a 10-pound sack of potatoes for like $2. And that's what we ate for a week.
Growing up as a kid, we didn't think anything of it. We just thought, we just ate potatoes all the time.
I'm like, man, you've never been in the grind. And it's not taking it away from you, but you never had your lights cut off, been evicted from homes, had to sneak back into your home that you've been evicted from to take a cold shower. So I don't want to hear it, man. I built in the grind, I'm built in the darkness, and when I get in the octagon, he's going to see a Tyron Woodley that's fighting with passion, that's fighting for God, that's fighting for his family. And, it's going to be no brainer. It's going to be no judges needed. The judges can take a break during that fight. They can walk out, go get a cup of coffee, because the only person that's going to need to be there is a referee to peel me off of him.
Well, you make a great advocate for yourself. You do a great job telling your story, so just keep telling it and keep on winning, and people will keep on paying attention.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see my story from my lens and my view and what's really going on, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a great series called The Champ Camp and also The Champ Life, and I give you the uncut raw, the unfiltered. You get to know me a little bit personally, a little bit more in depth, and that's where you're going to see the real Tyron. That's where you're going to see what really happened in these fights, because a lot of times it's chopped up and it's edited to paint a picture. This is a great fight. You guys have seen it once. We really don't have to promote it. I can say, this is a great matchup. He has this style, he has that style. Let's watch and see. We've seen it already. He's going to be better for this fight. I'm going to be better for this fight. I'm going to want it more. I'm not walking out the octagon without my belt.
He'd have to agitate you to get a rematch, and I just want to show folks at home what he said. He said, I knew I was probably going to have to poke him a little bit, and I did on social media, which actually I think got him to sign that contract. He said he was actually going to sign it to begin with, but, you know, I signed the contract in early December and was waiting around, and he's over here talking about fighting other guys. You might think about what he said there.
You know, the younger kids call him thirsty. I think he was having a moment where he needed an IV. He was being extremely thirsty. He knew I had committed to the fight already before then. You know, but when George St. Pierre is talking about fighting you, Michael Bisping's talking about fighting you, and he knew in his heart he lost the fight, he should be glad he's even getting a rematch. So with that said, he's not in the driver's seat. And just the way that the fight's promoted, the way that they're talking about how resilient he was and how, you know, he's coming back stronger and he didn't do what he did last time, I think it's just hilarious. I just can't wait to watch the entire thing blow up in his face and go and put him away. And I'm going to walk away like a champion do. I expect to win. I train to win. It won't be by surprise. It won't be by fluke. And, you know, that's how it goes. So, yeah, you know, he didn't have to poke me. And quite frankly, I believe it was his dad on the social media handle tweeting for him.
Do you think his father was actually tweeting for him?
Yeah, I don't even think he goes to wrestling by himself yet. So, you know, for me, it's just hilarious that, you know, a 34-year-old man, you know, just can't separate himself and leave the Wonderboy status and come into manhood. But he's going to learn March 4th.
My last fight with Tyron, he ended up taking me down the first round. It was more my fault than him shooting in, doing a crazy, beautiful takedown. He just caught my foot. I threw a lazy kick. He ended up catching and took advantage of it. It was weird because it was one of those nights I just didn't let my hands go. Didn't let it go, and very hesitant during that fight, and didn't do what I know I was capable of doing. So I was kind of disappointed in myself. But I did also learn a lot about myself that night, too, knowing that where most people would have given up in that fourth round, I stuck in there and took his best shot. That guillotine, fought out of that guillotine, and a lot of respect from a lot of fans after that, and inspired a lot of people after that, too, which was pretty cool. You know, he's a very powerful guy, very strong, especially in the clinch positions. You know, I was walking around very light, around 182. And before I fought that night, I weighed myself. I was 178. So I was very small out there in that octagon. So knowing, you know, after feeling his strength in those clinch positions, I knew that I have to walk around at a heavier weight just because he's a big welterweight. He walks around over 200 pounds. You know, I'm walking around about 190. I don't like getting over that. I feel really good there at 190, feeling more powerful, more explosive. And hopefully we'll be back up there, you know, around 188, 190 when I step in that octagon Saturday night. We're definitely prepared and ready for it this time.